Now I will show you how to view or edit claims. There are a few different ways that you can navigate to a claim, including in the claim map or in the portal itself, but the claim search is going to be the main place where you can search for claims. So if you go to the claims header tab and then select claim search, it will bring you to this screen here. The top of the screen has all of your search criteria, so you can enter a claim number, apply a filter, do anything to narrow down the results below, and then hit search. You also have the ability to add a new claim directly here. You can see a list of claims below with some of the key details in this table. This table can be exported to Excel. We also have the ability to take action on a claim directly from this column here, or to view and then therefore edit the claim with this magnifying glass button here. So first, let me just show you what it looks like if you hit the action button on a claim. It brings you into this action screen, which tells you the current milestone, and you can set a complete date for that milestone, adjust the resource if needed to, and it will transition to the next milestone. And you can select whichever milestone is appropriate. It will kind of guide you toward the next logical choice in the general flow of a claim, but you can always change it to something else and then put a complete date here and click update. If instead you want to apply a due date for a future step, so if instead of marking contacted as complete, you wanted to say the first contact is due at a certain time, you could change this radio button to due. It'll change the milestone wording to reflect that it hasn't occurred yet, and you can give it a due date here as well and hit update. You can also not transition to another milestone. So those are kind of the options that you'll see when clicking this action button, where you can directly take action on a claim. You'll see the same ability to take action on a claim in a few additional screens as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and open a existing claim. First, I'll show you the add new actually. If you go to the add new, it'll bring you to this first tab of the claim detail, and you can fill in the appropriate information. It gives you a list of your clients, adjusters, reviewers. Different drop downs are also handled by the admin lookup screens. We have separate training on that. Some information about the insured and loss, address, some information about the policy. So all of this information can be populated manually, and then you could create the claim. This is also not a necessary step if you have a claim being generated directly from the XA integration, for example. It will do this part for you, and you would see this XA link populated with a link to that claim. Once you've created a claim or it's come in from a different source, it'll be on this list below, and you can hit the magnifying glass to view it in more detail and then edit it. So the first thing I want to point out is at the top, you have this action button again. This works the same as it did in the previous table. As you can see here, it'll list the current milestone and any transitional milestones and when they're due, or you could do a due date or a complete date. You can also see some of those key dates are tracked up here as a quick visual. So if they've been updated, you'll see those dates reflected at the top. This first tab, the claim tab, has that same overview information. The next tab is going to be all the invoices associated with the claim. They would be listed here. If you wanted to add a new invoice, you could do that here as well. Adding a new invoice will kind of walk you through this wizard that is based off of what you put in your fee schedule. So in this case, the fee schedule had the opportunity to do like a fee bill or 3 separate specific standard fees. So, withdrawn with inspection, withdrawn with no inspection, whichever one you click will inform how the invoice itself is created. You can enter a gross loss amount and then fill in your components. So again, you'll see these options are based on what you put into the fee schedule itself, but if you give it some information here, it will generate the invoice for you without you having to do any additional work or look back at that fee schedule. You can then edit this and update information if needed. You can download the invoice as is, or you can go and view the invoice. This is what an invoice looks like once it's generated. It will reflect information from the system. So any of this detail that you're seeing here is going to come from the claim information that you already logged in Rocket Claims. Same with the addresses and icons up above. This is all populated automatically from the system. And then these descriptions and prices are all fed by what you selected in the wizard and what you have in your fee schedule. So this is a example of a fee schedule or of an invoice that is created. Any invoices that are created will be populated here, and you can also see their status and if they've been paid. The next tab has the milestones. So the milestones are these different like life cycle events, essentially. You can see them in a view here that looks like a timeline and gives you kind of the high level, short and sweet story of what has happened to this claim, when, and who. You also have the ability to edit this in a grid view if you need the ability to edit it, and you can give things due dates or backfill previous dates. But the timeline view is a more friendly view and also allows you to update from the action button directly. The next thing you'll see is any documents that are related to the claim. The bottom table has client documents that are viewable to the adjuster. So in this case, there were handling instructions that were marked as visible to adjuster at the client level. You can also add documents to the claim specifically. You can choose a different document type and then select the file and save it here. We also have the ability to generate client-specific documents at this point by clicking this document generation button. Any templates that you've already created would be available here, so you can select a template and preview or generate it here. Let's just look at the preview so you can see. This one is very basic. It has the insured name, the claim number, the date of loss, and the loss amount itself. If you clicked generate, it would populate in this document section. The next thing I want to show you is the contact tab. Here you're able to add records directly to the claim. You're also able to select an existing client contact that is at the client level here, so you won't have to re-enter this information if they already exist as a client contact. So if you have a desk adjuster, Bob Anderson, for example, you can simply select this and it'll populate with the information that was stored at the client level. You have the ability to order hover reports here. If you have that integration set up, that will be covered in a separate video, and to log notes about the claim here as well. We also have the ability to look at the claims in a map version and assign them there. That is handled in a different video, as well as I just want to point out, this will be handled in a separate video as well, but in the adjuster dashboard, you can navigate to your own claims and open them and view them. That would take you to the same viewing screen. That is all I have to share about claims.